The early 20th century was a period of unprecedented technological advancement. The world was rapidly transforming. In just a few decades, horses gave way to cars. Limited electricity became commonplace, powering homes and industries. The dream of flight became a reality. But this era of progress had a dark side. 2 world wars engulfed the globe, unleashing unimaginable destruction and claiming the lives of millions. The horrors of these conflicts left an indelible mark on the human psyche, creating a climate of fear and uncertainty. The use of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 added a new dimension of horror to warfare. The world had entered the atomic age, and with it came a profound sense of unease. The power to destroy entire cities with a single bomb had become a terrifying reality. The question was, could humanity control this power, or would it ultimately lead to our destruction? The development of the atomic bomb marked a turning point in human history. The Manhattan Project, a top-secret effort during World War II, harnessed the power of the atom. The first atomic bomb test on July 16, 1945, unleashed a force of 20,000 tons of TNT. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki brought the horrors of nuclear war into sharp focus. The cities were reduced to rubble, killing hundreds of thousands and leaving a legacy of radiation sickness. As the Cold War intensified, the race to build bigger and more destructive weapons escalated. Edward Teller, a Hungarian-American physicist who had played a key role in the Manhattan Project, emerged as a vocal advocate for developing even more powerful nuclear weapons. Teller's relentless pursuit of thermonuclear weapons, which utilized nuclear fusion to unleash vastly greater explosive yields than atomic bombs, was controversial. Many scientists, including some who had worked alongside Teller on the Manhattan Project, expressed grave concerns about the potential consequences of such weapons. Despite these concerns, Teller's vision prevailed. On November 1, 1952, the United States successfully tested the first hydrogen bomb, codenamed Ivy Mike, at Eniwetok Atoll in the Marshall Islands. The explosion was far more powerful than anyone had anticipated, equivalent to 10.4 megatons of TNT, or over 500 times the power of the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The hydrogen bomb, a weapon of unimaginable destructive force, had become a terrifying reality. In the paranoia and fear that gripped the early years of the Cold War, the United States embarked on a top-secret project that would take the concept of nuclear deterrence to its most extreme conclusion. This project, known as Project Sundal, aimed to create a single nuclear weapon of such unimaginable power that it could effectively end human civilization. The scale of Project Sundal was staggering. The scientists and engineers involved were tasked with designing a bomb with an explosive yield equivalent to 10 billion tons of TNT. To put that in perspective, the bomb dropped on Hiroshima had a yield of approximately 15,000 tons of TNT. Sundal would be over 660,000 times more powerful. The sheer size of the bomb was mind-boggling. It was estimated that the device would be 13 times larger in volume than the Great Pyramid of Giza, requiring an enormous aircraft or a specially designed platform to deliver it to its target. The concept behind Project Sundal was as simple as it was terrifying: to create a weapon so powerful, so destructive, that it would serve as the ultimate deterrent. Project Sundal presented a unique challenge for military planners. Unlike traditional nuclear weapons, which were typically targeted at specific cities or military installations, Sundal was not designed to be used against a specific enemy target. Its purpose was not to win a war, but to make war unthinkable. Several deployment methods were considered for Sundal. One proposal involved using a massive bomber aircraft to drop the bomb in the United States' own backyard. Another proposal involved detonating the bomb on a remote island or on a ship at sea, creating a massive tsunami and spreading radioactive fallout across the globe. The rationale behind these seemingly insane proposals was rooted in the concept of ultimate deterrence. It was a strategy born out of the fear and paranoia of the Cold War, a time when the threat of nuclear annihilation hung heavy over the world. The potential consequences of detonating a weapon like Sundal were almost beyond comprehension. Scientists and engineers involved in the project struggled to model the full extent of the devastation it would unleash. The immediate effects of the blast would be catastrophic. A fireball, visible for hundreds of kilometers, would instantly vaporize everything within a vast radius. The shockwave would level entire cities, generating winds exceeding 1,000 kilometers per hour. Earthquakes of unprecedented magnitude would ripple across the planet, triggering tsunamis that would inundate coastal regions. The explosion would inject billions of tons of dust and debris into the atmosphere, blocking out the sun and plunging the planet into a nuclear winter. Global temperatures would plummet, leading to widespread crop failures and mass starvation. Radioactive fallout would contaminate water supplies and food chains, causing cancers and genetic mutations for generations to come. The very fabric of civilization would unravel, leaving behind a desolate and irradiated wasteland. The detonation of Sundal would be an event unlike any other in human history. As the true nature of Project Sundal became clear, a growing chorus of dissent began to emerge from within the scientific community. Many of the scientists and engineers who had initially been recruited to work on the project were horrified by what they were creating. They had joined the project believing they were contributing to the defense of their country, but they soon realized that Sundal was not a defensive weapon. It was a doomsday device. These dissenting voices argued that the development of Sundal was not only morally reprehensible, but also strategically unsound. They pointed out that the very existence of such a weapon would make the world a more dangerous place, increasing the risk of accidental or intentional nuclear war. Despite the risk to their careers and reputations, these courageous scientists spoke out against Project Sundal. They wrote letters to government officials, leaked information to the press, and gave speeches warning of the dangers of the project. They understood that the stakes were too high, the potential consequences too great to remain silent. The efforts of the scientists who spoke out against Project Sundal, combined with growing public unease about the arms race, eventually had an impact. The project faced increasing scrutiny from Congress and the media. Questions were raised about its feasibility, its cost, and most importantly, its morality. The idea of creating a weapon capable of ending human civilization proved to be a bridge too far for many. In the end, it was a combination of factors that led to the cancellation of Project Sundal. The technical challenges of building such a weapon proved to be more daunting than initially anticipated. The cost of the project was spiraling out of control. And perhaps most importantly, the moral and ethical implications of creating such a weapon weighed heavily on the consciences of those in power. While the era of Project Sundal may be over, the threat of nuclear war remains a very real danger in the 21st century. Although the number of nuclear weapons in the world has decreased significantly since the end of the Cold War, thousands of these weapons still exist, many of them on high alert, ready to be launched at a moment's notice. The potential for accidental or intentional nuclear war remains a chilling possibility, a legacy of the fear and mistrust that defined the 20th century. The modernization of nuclear arsenals by several countries, coupled with the emergence of new nuclear-armed states, has raised concerns about a renewed arms race. The potential for terrorists to acquire nuclear weapons or materials is another serious threat. The international community faces a complex and challenging task in preventing nuclear proliferation and working towards the eventual elimination of these weapons of mass destruction. The legacy of Project Sundal serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked technological development and the importance of ethical considerations in scientific endeavors. Project Sundal is a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dark side of human ingenuity. It warns of unchecked ambition, the seductive power of technology, and the danger of self-destruction. But it also highlights the importance of dissent and the hope for a peaceful world. We must remember the lessons of the past, reject the logic of deterrence. True security lies in cooperation. The elimination of nuclear weapons is a moral imperative. We owe it to future generations to ensure peace. Let us choose wisdom and diplomacy to build a peaceful world.